Knowledge is only born from cooperation and solidarity between people and territories. An idea that brings together the European Union on firm foundations. Its nations and regions believe in sustainable development and in the search for empirical answers as a path leading to a green, innovative and digital agriculture. The challenge is to get knowledge flowing through the continent and from Europe, which is the key to turning it into universal knowledge. This journey began 4 years ago. It was then when a barrier to access consultancy and training sources and spraying equipment was detected.
All information bygger ju i princip på spannmålsodling och eftersom att vi har så mycket specialgrödor.
Lo que hacemos es ir a internet, a San Google, metemos ahí lo que queremos buscar y claro, ahí te viene pues toda la información.
L'innovazione dell'agricoltura fra meccanizzazione e tecnologia digitale avrebbe bisogno di strumenti di raccordo fra la conoscenza scientifica.
This challenge for farmers, small manufacturers and regional institutions landed finally in the European Union, and it was the Polytechnic University of Catalonia that coordinated a goal, the creation of the INNOSETA network to connect ideas and knowledge. This is the story of how a cooperation path has been woven, because Europe is the key. Big necessities bring about small revolutions. Ana Lafita is a professional farmer from Rivas, a village in the Spanish region of Aragon. In the summer of 2017, she was facing the challenge of treating 24 hectares of olive trees with plant protection products that had to comply with the organic oil seal regulation that she was trying to produce. Reaching those standards was not an easy job. She found that there was not reliable and direct access to the technical information required to make the right decisions. The lack of confidence prevents professionals from moving forward.
La verdad es que yo, como imagino que la mayoría de agricultores o usuarios, lo que hacemos es ir a internet, a San Google, metemos ahí lo que queremos buscar y claro, ahí te viene pues toda la información, ya sea técnica o no, y entonces tienes que ir seleccionando pues un poco la información según tu criterio de lo que consideras que más o menos es de lo que estás buscando. Y sí que es verdad que pierdes mucho tiempo pues ir abriendo muchos enlaces hasta que das con esa información.
More than 2,700 kilometers away from Rivas, the same problem came up. In the Swedish village of Sjötorp, John Gransbo farmed cauliflower, cabbage, celery and potato on his 1,500 hectares of land. Little information about specific spraying equipment for these special crops was available. Whenever he had to seek information, the internet was his source and, similar to the Spanish farmer, he already knew that a much more efficient method was necessary.
Att själva internetanvändningen är ju enkel, men det är ju var man ska leta ju. All information bygger ju i princip på spannmålsodling och eftersom att vi har så mycket specialgrödor och specialodlingar är ju det är inte så vanligt ju och därför är det väl ännu mindre information man kan hitta där ju till just det vi sysslar med. Så det kan man väl sakna finns på det där man letar.
The first attempt to find a solution took place in Spain at the head office of the Agricultural Mechanization Unit of the Polytechnic University of Catalonia. In autumn 2017, a group of researchers, machinery manufacturers, civil servants and farmers met face to face and online in order to decide what should be done. A useful tool needed to be developed that was capable of gathering and spreading all the technical information about crop protection equipment and that could share this information throughout the continent.
And I had the idea or some idea in the few months ago, in the last weeks, what I realized is that in general, the stakeholders, say farmers or advisors or manufacturers as you, they have no idea or they have very low possibilities to reach the available materials. I don't know what kind of solution. So, Eskil, you had some suggestion or what? Is the same problem there in Sweden?
Yes. We have the same problem. It's a small country. We have few importers of spraying equipment, and advisory material is very few. We have actually no real manufacturers also in Sweden. So farmers, they come to us who are advisors and try to get information, and they try to search themselves, but it's confusing and you never know what is information material or what is advertising material, etc.
And also we have to consider that we have not so many as once, I can say, fair in the field where you can really see the machinery working and you can better understand how, in this case, the sprayers are performing the activities.
You're right. So we have here on board some manufacturers, in this case a big manufacturer. So do you think it could be a useful tool for you as a manufacturer, as a kind of tool to disseminate your developments? Or
I feel that the demand in our industry is to have a tool to use all this massive information available and easy to select whatever the farmer is looking for. It's also important for the industry, I feel, to be able to offer all our tests and all our field demos and the testimonials that we can have from the day-to-day basis, and then collect it in one place, and as I was saying at the beginning, make it easy for them.
we have plenty of material, advising material, new developments from the industrial companies, but we need to do something to close the gap between the research and farmers. So Europe is the key. So all together we can produce something very useful, taking advantage from our personal relationships in years, from my colleagues, our colleagues from Italy, from Sweden, from Greece, from Belgium. What we are trying is to create a kind of consortium and to present a kind of idea where all the material already available could be really useful for the end users, the farmers at the end.
At the same time, on the Italian island of Sardinia, the idea of Europe as the key to achieving goals through cooperation between territories was also shared. Alghero is a coastal village in the north of the island that preserves a 16th century tower inherited from the Spanish presence there, and has promoted the expansion of olive tree growing throughout its history. Salvatore works for the Sustainability Service in Laure, which is the regional agency for agricultural development. After years of experience, he came to the same conclusion that was reached at the meeting in Barcelona: an efficient tool to bring together all the technical information about crop protection equipment was required, one that was easily accessible to agricultural professionals.
Progettare la gestione delle informazioni non è mai stato semplice, sia per le differenti caratteristiche del destinatario che per la quantità di nozioni e contenuti tecnici necessari all'assistenza tecnica in campo. Trasferire la grande quantità di informazioni a disposizione è sempre stato un aspetto piuttosto articolato. L'innovazione dell'agricoltura fra meccanizzazione e tecnologia digitale avrebbe bisogno di strumenti di raccordo fra la conoscenza scientifica e l'adozione delle migliori scelte tecniche disponibili sul mercato, che siano adottabili nelle specifiche realtà.
Bearing all these concepts in mind, Salvatore decided to talk to the researchers of the UPC from Barcelona. They had to find the suitable formula together.
C'è un sacco di lavoro. Io ho un'esigenza enorme, ma quella che credo poi sia un po' di tutti, di riuscire a raccogliere molte informazioni, perché l'agricoltore spesso mi chiede istruzioni, informazioni, e c'è una quantità enorme di queste informazioni, andrebbero probabilmente messe dentro un contenitore, vista la quantità, e magari organizzate.
Esatto, cosa stavamo discutendo con Elena, no?
Ma che cosa possiamo fare?
Cosa possiamo fare? È una domanda. Intanto abbiamo la direzione dell'obiettivo da raggiungere, che è quello di raccogliere, secondo me, molte informazioni, però andrebbero ordinate in qualche modo. Quindi non so se avete qualche idea che possa conciliare e poi farle arrivare agli operatori e a coloro che ne avrebbero bisogno in maniera più chiara, più logica, più consultabile.
once the concept was given shape and the intentions were clear, a total of 15 members from 7 different countries decided to turn to the European institutions for help. And the committee supported them through the Research and Innovation Community Programme Horizon 2020. Europe was the key. With this funding, they developed an internet platform to group together and disseminate technical, training, and advisory knowledge about spraying equipment. The path of cooperation was progressing. Sometime later, the city of Barcelona hosted the presentation of the new website. The researchers, manufacturers, farmers, and institutional staff that came up with the initial idea gathered together to show the new tool to primary and industrial sector professionals. Gaining widespread support was essential, but beforehand, the new platform needed a name that expressed its initial goals.
The main objective and the main tool developed inside this project is the INNOSETA platform,
which resulted in the acronym Innovative Spraying Equipment.
INNOSETA platform. You can see there. We have been able to collect more than 1,000 materials, units, classified in 4 different topics or classes as industry solutions, projects at EU level and at national level, material for training or training material, and articles, but not scientific articles, but technical articles. For example, if you are interested in some tool for calibration purposes, this hardy calibration nozzle distance selector, just clicking there, you will have information, detailed information about this setup, the effects, the website of the manufacturer, and then by clicking there, you will have detailed information. So what we are using is already available and already public information. I don't know if you have any questions.
Mainly from the point of view of the manufacturers or people who is creating content, could you explain a little bit more detail the way to upload the information and the way that you process it, please?
Well, Jordi, thank you for your question. That's really the key point of the project. So we need your support. We need your input. You as a manufacturer, you are able to upload material. So just going through this the platform. First, you need to be registered. It's easy, of course, and then just follow the instructions. You have here already an instruction video. You will upload whatever material you consider. INNOSETA platform, we firmly believe that it's a very useful tool for manufacturers in general, either from the pesticide companies and especially for the sprayers and components section. In this case, because they are able to provide new technologies, new developments that unfortunately, in general, in most of the cases, it don't arrive to the end users. In fact, we have on board, as a partners of the project, THEMA, which is the European Association of Agricultural Machinery Manufacturers. We think that it's a good opportunity for them to demonstrate that they are able to produce good tools, good devices that are already available for the farmers.
¿Te ha gustado la reunión de hoy? Yo creo que ha tenido muy buen interés en agricultores, empresas.
Sí, la verdad es que sí, ha venido todos los que hemos convocado y creo que el proyecto les ha gustado. A ver qué pasa en otros países, no sé, cómo andarán por Europa.
Podemos preguntar, quizás a ver algún partner.
A David, a ver qué pasa con los fabricantes.
Vale, me parece muy bien.
Vamos a probar a ver si está ahí y nos conectamos.
Hi David, how are you?
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi Lena, hi Emilio.
Yeah, we're thinking, how can we involve the people of the machinery sector in this INNOSETA project? What do you think?
Well, I think we should use all our INNOSETA communication channels to spread the project and the platform throughout the entire Europe. And also don't forget to involve the agricultural manufacturer organizations.
When it came to disseminating the services of the INNOSETA platform, David Neutens played a fundamental role. As head of the ILVO Spray Application Technology Group, he visited Jan Langenakens, Managing Director of ARMS in Maldegem. ARMS is a company that designs devices that calibrate and test spraying equipment. The goal was to bring the INNOSETA platform to the farmers. And the next step was to contact Reino as the advisor and information facilitator to the primary sector. The outreach work from the European members of the project was essential for its success.
In het INNOSETA-project hebben we een schat aan info verzameld over innovatieve spuittechnieken en goede praktijken. En via ons platform willen we eigenlijk die info ter beschikking stellen voor alle geïnteresseerden in Europa en bij uitbreiding de hele wereld.
Als constructeur en producent van meet- en demotoestellen is INNOSETA voor ons een heel krachtig platform, waardoor we onze producten eigenlijk kunnen wereldwijd bekendmaken. Door INNOSETA zijn wij ondertussen ook met verschillende andere producenten en constructeurs in contact gekomen, waardoor we nieuwe projecten en onderzoek hebben opgezet.
Ik gebruik het platform vooral om aan landbouwers nieuwe spuittechnieken te tonen op een snelle en makkelijke manier. Er is ook een categorie trainingsmateriaal waar de landbouwers zelf kunnen kijken om hun huidige praktijken te verbeteren met het oog op maximale efficiëntie en minimale impact op het milieu.
But one of the biggest challenges for the creators of the INNOSETA platform still remain: to get the main sprayer and atomizer manufacturers in Europe on board and to upload their information to the digital platform. Gradually, the objectives were achieved thanks to companies such as Hardy from Denmark, with a strong commercial presence all over the continent.
The INNOSETA platform helps us to get in contact with the customer. That means farmers, dealers, consultants, to explain more about our products, but also that they understand there should be the same base of regulations all over Europe, which is a challenge often that they do not see in all markets in the same way, and that's where I hope INNOSETA will help us, that all farmers look on in the same viewpoint on that and get the same information.
When summer 2021 came, the 15 members that fostered the INNOSETA platform realized that its use was growing, and therefore the project was successful. The same farmers that had found so many difficulties in finding reliable information on the internet 4 years earlier were already interacting with the platform, not only to download information, but also to contribute their own knowledge.
Y una cosa además interesante es que tú misma puedes subir cosas a la plataforma, tú o cualquier fabricante puedes subir cosas puedes alimentar la plataforma.
A ver, la formación siempre es importante, ¿vale? A cualquier nivel, desde el básico agricultor hasta el más técnico, porque hoy en día pues todo va muy deprisa, toda la información va muy deprisa, entonces cuanto más actualizado estés en cuanto a formación, ya sea de protección de cultivos, de maquinaria, de boquillas, de productos, pues todo eso pues al final ayuda mucho a llevar una gestión sostenible y rentable de tu explotación agrícola.
The exact same sensation was felt in Sweden in the summer of 2021. John Grasbo had got to know the INNOSETA platform thanks to Eskil Nielsen, the advisor for Visabi, one of the members of the INNOSETA project. The transfer of knowledge was on its way.
Och då kommer vi till den nyaste sprutan. Den kommer ju upp direkt ju. Och sen har vi de här smarta plattformarna du har vad är det för en du har i traktorn? Du har något liknande den redan väl?
Ja, men det skulle jag. I och med det inte är en, vad ska man säga, märkes, alltså fokuserat på ett märke, utan det är vad som finns från alla olika märken och projekt och sånt. Så det är definitivt en bra plattform.
Throughout this time, the platform also reached the territorial administration. As a civil servant for Lahore in Sardinia, Salvatore had also realized the necessity of such a tool as INNOSETA, and 3 years later, it had become a reality, and he was already using it. He knew that Europe had been the key that opened the doors to knowledge.
L'esperienza di collaborazione in questo progetto ha dato l'opportunità di condividere interessi comuni da un punto di vista culturale fra i partner, contribuendo ad accrescere la competitività dell'agricoltura europea, senza ovviamente trascurare il suo contributo nella gestione sostenibile delle produzioni agricole nel rispetto delle risorse naturali.
Sustainability and more scientific and treatment-precise agriculture are two of the main goals established by the European Union for the coming years. It is well known that this is the only formula to produce healthy and safe food for human consumption. Through the INNOSETA project, financed with Horizon 2020 program funds, information has been structured so that it can be transferred with the aim of moving towards a common and cohesive primary sector. We will move forward only if we do it with the values that define us.
INNOSETA was designed and has been developed totally aligned with the legal framework in Europe concerning the use of pesticides. The objectives and results are totally in line with the Green Deal, with the Farm to Fork strategy, and also with the Sustainable Use Directive. As INNOSETA project coordinator, I must tell you that Europe is the way. Collaboration among all the stakeholders, universities, research, manufacturers and advisors, authorities and farmers. All together we are able to follow the rules and to improve the situation for a better and more sustainable agriculture in Europe.